இந்த லிங்க் அப்ல ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க டக்கு. आसे ही लाइव मोबाइल नेट सर
गूगल मीट भी नहीं चल रहा है
सर द क्रिएट बने ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड सर
created but internet
sir live is ongoing sir
going on
yes sir sir new link sir sir
new link for what now no live stream is one and the speakers will be speaking on the
camera
link you just give
and camera
YouTube live stream போட்டாச்சு ஓகேவா ஓகே ரைட்
டேய் ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டு
ஓகேவா
ஓகே
இந்த இது போடு பிச்சு போடுறதெல்லாம் போட்டுக்கலாம்
இந்த போட்டு
அது நீங்கள் மெடிக்கல்லே எடுத்துங்க எங்கள் இதில் வேணால் ட்ரைனிங் கொடுக்குறது நாங்கள் பேசுகிறேன் டீனுக்கிட்ட நீங்கள் வேணால் பேசிங்க
கான்ஃபரன்ஸோட லிங்க் தானே சொன்னீங்க. கான்ஃபரன்ஸோட லிங்க் வந்துச்சு சார். நமக்கு அங்கே உள்ள ரைட்டாக இருக்கா அங்கே உள்ள
அங்கே ஃபைனல் அவுட். அனுப்பிட்டேன் ஓடி ஒரு எடிட்டே வரும். ரெடி பண்ணினாங்க. அதான் அனுப்ப முடியுமா இருக்கு. அவன் எல்லா ஃபோட்டோ கேட்குறான். திரும்ப ஒரு மாதிரி அது எடுப்பியாண்டா போல எடுத்து வச்சுருக்கேன். பின்னாடி போனேன். அதான் ஏய் இல்லை அப்ரேச்சர் எப்படி அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணுறது
இதில்
இந்த கேமரா இது வந்து
அதை ஆன் பண்ணிட்டு இதை பண்ண வேண்டியதுண்டா
எதாவது ஆன் பண்ணிட்டு
எழுத்து அனுப்புவேன். இது டெலிட் பண்ணணும்னா
இதை அமைக்கி பண்ணால் ஐஎஸ்ஓ இருந்தா இதை பண்ணால்
தெரியுமா?
அதான் பாரு ஏன்
இல்லை உனக்கு அப்படியே என்ன கூப்பிட்டாரு
உன்னை கேட்குறேன்டா. இது இந்த ரெண்டு அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியுதுடா. இது கேட்குறேன்டா.
இது அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியுதுயா?
இல்லை அதுக்கு எதாவது அந்த அர்த்தம் தெரியல.
அது பெரிய இது
கண்டுபிடிச்சேன்.
என்னடா பண்ணுறேன்? அது
கண்டுபிடிச்சேன்
அந்த பக்கம் அது அவங்க சுற்றி பாரு எப்படி ஏறி
இல்லை இங்கே இரு. இது ஒரு ரவுண்டு மாதிரி இருக்கா. சுற்றின ரவுண்டு இல்லை இருக்கு. அது வேறு ஏதோ ப்ராசஸ். இதுவும் இது
ஃபோனில் பாரு கரெக்டாக இருக்காங்க. போயிட்டு அந்த அது இருக்காங்க.
எல்லாரும் ப்ரொஃபஸாக
அப்புறம் போக்க நீ பாரு இல்லை வியூ பாரு.
என்னடா
இது குறைச்சி வியூவில்
குரூப் ஒரு வாட்டி செக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. லிங்க் செக் பண்ணிட்டு லிங்க்ல ஓபன் பண்ணுங்க. லிங்க் போட்டாங்க லிங்க் ஓபன் பண்ணி கரெக்டாக
Just show me this. I'll return.
இந்த ஃபோட்டோ எடுத்துட்டு உங்களுக்கு அங்கே ப்ரைஸில் போட்டு எனக்கு மதியம் அவங்க காமிக்கிறேன். மதியம் காமிக்கிறேன். முன்னாடி எல்லாம் நான் எடுத்து அவங்க
Sir, you have to introduce madam. Come in. Google Meet maybe annama varuvaanga. Sir, now you are taking this and sir, okay. Then next is going to follow the speaker. You have to introduce him, okay?
Hi. He is so much afraid of home ministry.
That's right. No, she is afraid of him.
No. They will never be afraid of. Am I correct?
One, sir, they are all not here. They are my students helping college. Don't worry. You are paid, no? They have to cross check. Madam, if you are award, personally, I am in touch with them. They have to cross check that transaction. Somehow, you have not filled the Google form. Filled it. Now the problem is the technical issue that we have to start the session. You are not the session. Everything is ready. I am. Please.
Sorry, I was thinking again.
Link ready, sir. Please start the session. Madam, you are not Jay,
எல்லாமே சார்ஜ் போட்டாங்க உனக்கு பேட்டரி எனக்கு இல்லை அப்போ எப்படி போடு அது இருக்க சார்ஜர் அவனை எடுத்து வச்சிருந்தேன்
சார் சேர் கொஞ்சம் எடுத்துருங்க சார் உங்கள் வாலண்டியர்ஸ் சும்மா கொஞ்சம் வாங்க சேர் கொஞ்சம்
இல்லை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணணும் மாற்றி ஸ்டார்ட்
நீங்கள் அங்கே போயிட்டீங்கன்னா நல்லா இல்லை உங்களுக்கு கன்வீனியன்ட்லாம் இங்கே வச்சுக்கோங்க உங்களுக்கு அங்கே தெரியுமா
ஃபோன் டைப் பண்ணி கவர்மெண்ட்
No, yes, sir. Please sit down.
Yes. Ji, wait up.
So, good afternoon, everybody. It is again another privilege that to start the technical session.
Sir.
And
Sir, camera.
I will request all the audience to kindly be attentive. We are going to invite Dr. Kalpana Barua, who has been working in the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. Now it is known as National Center for Vector-Borne Diseases Control. It is the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India organization. That's a nodal department for preventing, controlling and eliminating, issuing the guidelines to entire country, all the states, districts, and she has been a pivotal point in framing this. Though she has been my successor department, but she has gone much more ahead of me. She has strengthened the entomology vector control guidelines. Earlier she was very much famous, still she is famous. She is known as, actually in Tamil Nadu, many of the Tamil Nadu, the experts, two people are sitting here. They used to call her as Dengamma. Now my present director, Dr. Tanuja, she calls her mother of entomology in vector-borne diseases. She has rendered about more than 30 years of service. She retired as additional director of the department, scientist G grade, scientist 5 grade, and now she is still working. I mean, she wanted to go here and there, but
Madam, is there on the line?
yes.
Okay, thanks, sir.
So she is more known. I was telling that she is now working as a senior consultant. We are not allowing her to go out of the directorate without telling much more about that, because we are already late by around half an hour because of some internet connectivity issues, technical issues. It always happens whenever we are moving in hybrid mode. So I request Dr. Kalpana Barua, the former additional director and senior consultant now from the program side, who has been member of many of the committee in WHO, to share her presentation and come forward to address the gathering. This is a mixed gathering, Kalpana, from academician, university, and I discuss when I come back to Delhi with you. Lot of MOUs to be signed with the Absolute Human Care Foundation under your also technical guidance, and along with that we will take forward to National Center for Borne Diseases also address the gathering. This is a mixed gathering, Kalpana, from academic. The floor is yours now. And I discuss when I
Thank you, Dr. Srivastava. At the beginning of my talk, I would like to really congratulate the organizers. This is the, Society of Life Sciences, Satana MP, and Absolute Human Care Foundation for jointly organizing this international conference on life sciences for human sustainability with special emphasis on control of vector-borne diseases. This is one of the very crucial topic actually. Society of Life Sciences included the human sustainability. When all the world is facing consequences of this human sustainability, even noise, special emphasis on control of vector-borne are there when people are talking. This is one of the very crucial topic actually. Society of Life Sciences and the human sustainability. So when all the world is facing consequences of this,
use your mobile phones, otherwise it will be difficult to listen. Please mute your mic, or I will request all of you, the organizers, please mute your mic.
And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to give the presentation on this one of the critical aspect of the program, that is the entomological monitoring and the vector control. So can I share my slides? Shall I start, Dr. Srivastava? Dr. Srivastava? Dr. Shives? Hello?
Ma'am, you please share your screen.
Okay, I'll start because no one is answering, so I thought no. Yeah. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Ma'am, it's showing, ma'am. You can start your presentation, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the topic given to me is particularly for the Indian National Program on these vector-borne diseases, that is National Center for Vector-Borne Diseases Control, under which the entomological monitoring is done and tools are used for the vector control. So let me give little idea about the program. So NCVVDC formulates policies. NCVVDC formulates the policies, guidelines, and provides technical and financial assistance, that is under national this health mission for prevention and control of 6 vector-borne diseases. So this program is implemented through the it implements the program which is National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program in the country, across all these 36 states and union territories through the states. So means the guideline and the policy planning, everything is done at the central level, and implementation is at the provincial or the state level. So BBDs are seasonal and outbreak prone. So diseases under elimination are 3 diseases, that is Kala-Azar, that is visceral, there is no leishmaniasis. This is at national level, we have achieved this target in 2023, and now we are ready for the dossier. And the states there are 4 states, as you can see on the map, that one dark color, that is brown colored states. There are 4 states which are actually endemic for this visceral leishmaniasis, and they are ready for dossier submission. Then lymphatic filariasis, it is targeted for 2027, or you can say it will be the dossier submission and everything will be aligned with the SDG by 2030, and malaria is 2030. These 3 are parasitic diseases. In addition to that, we also deal on 4 outbreak-prone diseases, that is Japanese encephalitis, then dengue and chikungunya. So barring from one UT, that is Ladakh, so all the 35 states and union territories, they are having more than 2 to 3 vector-borne diseases prevalent in their areas. So these are the vectors in India which the program actually deals primarily. For visceral leishmaniasis, there is one vector, that is Phlebotomus argenteipus. Dengue, chikungunya and Zika, 2 vectors are there, that is Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus. Lymphatic filariasis, Culex quinquefasciatus and Mansonia uniformis and Mansonia annulifera. Culex quinquefasciatus transmits Ocedia branchiofti. Brugia malai is transmitted by Mansonia. And these are in the mainland. And in Andaman and Nicobar, we are having one subtropical variety of this Ocheria, which is transmitted by Aedes, that is Bronchiomyia niveus. So for malaria, though there are 58 anopheline species prevalent in India, but we have 9 primary and 9 vectors. Out of that, 6 are primary, and that is Anopheles cheilosiphasis, Stephensii, Fluviatilis, Minimus, Baimai, and Epiroticus. And secondary vectors are Anularis, Philippinensis, and Varuna. In certain literature, you will come across that there are 10 vectors, like somebody might have incriminated Maculatus, somebody incriminated Subpictus or Jaipurensis. They claim that that is the 4th secondary vector. But at national level, our all program guidelines for all, there's no operational purpose, we consider only these 9 species. Japanese encephalitis, there are many species are incriminated, but primary are 4 vectors. That is also Culex, that is Culex tritinurhynchus, Vishnui, Pseudovishnui, and Bitinurhynchus. And all other species, they are local vectors. They are transmitting in 1 or 2 areas. They are incriminated. Now, to deal with these, and there's all 6 vector-borne diseases, what are the strategies for vector-borne diseases under NCVVDC? We have 3-pronged strategy. One is parasite elimination and disease management. Other one is integrated vector management for transmission risk reduction. Then cross-cutting interventions are there. So under parasitic elimination, that is early case detection and complete treatment, strengthening of referral service, epidemic preparedness and rapid response, so sentinel surveillance, vaccination for Japanese encephalitis, and mass drug administration for lymphatic filariasis. But we will be focusing on this integrated vector management for transmission risk reduction now. We have anti-larval measure as well as anti-adult measure, because we need to have 2-pronged strategies. So for larval control, we are having both chemical and biolarvicides. Then we use larvivorous fish as well as biological control. Then minor environmental engineering for larval source management. Then anti-adult measures are indoor residual spray by spraying with insecticide. Then long-lasting insecticidal nets and personal protection measures are advocated. Cross-cutting issues are very important for this, for successful implementation of both the parasitic elimination and disease management, these components, as well as for IVM components. These are capacity building, monitoring and evaluation, insecticide and drug resistance monitoring, operational research, intersectoral collaboration, improved housing, then stakeholders involvement. Now come to my topic, that is the entomological surveillance. The definition and on the objective is, it is broadly defined as routine collection of information on relevant entomological parameters for known or suspected vectors to define dynamics of disease transmission in time and space. So what is the program perspective? To know the distribution and prevalence of vectors in time and space, to study the abundance of primary, secondary, or suspected vectors in an area and their breeding, resting, feeding habits, to understand the disease transmission, to draw long and short-term strategies to prevent, control the VVDs by undertaking suitable vector control measures, continuous monitoring to predict any VVD outbreak, to evaluate the impact of vector control measures, to find out the residual foci in elimination settings, for planning of appropriate vector control measures. Actually, the audience is mostly the students, university or college students, and the program implementer from the state or the district level. So I'm focusing for that audience. So my slides may not be very research oriented, but it is operational aspect. So now let us understand where to carry out the entomological surveillance in known areas of disease endemicity, where like dengue is prevalent or malaria is prevalent or Kala-Azar is prevalent. In those areas, we need to carry out this entomological surveillance. In areas which are epidemiologically or ecologically receptive for a particular VVD, in those areas, then endemic foci of VVD, like in the elimination setting in certain areas, if certain foci comes out, then we need to focus on that during outbreak, epidemics, or natural calamities. The frequency may be as per the concerned disease. It can be. So it should be carried out around the year, but based on this logistic or infrastructure availability, it can be weekly, or like now for dengue, it has to be weekly because the life cycle completes in a weekly, in a 1 week time from the egg up till the emergence of the adult. Then this for malaria, we say for fortnightly, so other diseases monthly and quarterly intervals for LF. So it depends on the biology of the vector and the nature of investigation and the disease. What was there in the under the program? Is it a new component? What was there? You see, this is not at all a new component. Our program, now it is this NBBDCP program, and when it started as NMCP in 1953, but the program, it was reshaped as National Malaria Elimination Program. Basically, initially it was for the malaria only. And in 1958, when it was started, the entomological survey, it was a key component, and we continued through NAMP, National Anti-Malaria Program, then NBBDCP, National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. NAMP was in late 80s. Then NBBDCP was, it was in 2003 when all 5 diseases brought into under one umbrella of NBBDCP, and during 2003, and chikungunya, when the re-emergence was it was reported in 2007. It was included as a sixth disease under NVVDCP, and now in 2022, this organization is known as now NCVVDC, but we are carrying out this entomological surveillance throughout, or now all for 6 BVDs. During 1965, incidence of malaria was reduced from 75 million to 0.1 million cases. So people had the complacency that so many cases have now, the percentage from 75 million to 0.1 million. So people thought that we can really eliminate the malaria from the country, but it bounced back. Resurgence, the huge resurgence was reported in 76 with 6.4 million cases and 0.8 million deaths. You see, 0.1 million case in 65 and 8 times more death was reported in 76. So what went wrong? The program had this expert group, this deliberation and introspection. Then it was realized that the program needs some modified plan. So modified plan of operation, it was started in 1977 with incorporation of entomological components for the first time as one of the very key component. 72 entomological zone that time created in 17 states. After bifurcation, it became 21 states. There are 1 zonal entomologist, 2 lab technician, 2 insect collector, and mobility support was provided. Then post of entomologists created at the regional and the state level. Then at central level, central cross-checking organization, it was created at the headquarters. So then the guidelines, though there were guidelines earlier, then the integrated vector management operational manual, it was when Dr. P.K. Srivastava was heading the division of this entomology and vector control. That time this first time this manual came into existence. So it was in 2016, and one compendium was also encompassing all these entomological parameters. It is for surveillance and vector control. One compendium was brought in 2015. Then aligning with global vector control response, we have developed this mosquito and other vector control response. I was a member of GVCR. Then while we were preparing that, I thought, why not a policy document for India? Then with my colleagues from this fraternity, I have discussed with them, and then we had some brainstorming session. Then we have brought out this document. This is a policy document for entomological component, that is mosquito and other vector control response. And what are the fundamentals, what are the basics, what are the concepts, what are the pillars, what are the enabling factors, everything is included there. Then in 2022, we have updated our manual on IVM. Since 2016 manual, we started preparing it in 2014, then it was 15 also, it went on development process. Our first these eliminations, malaria elimination, it was conceptualized in 2016. The framework was launched. So we had to include the Kala-Azar Kala-Azar, then LF and malaria elimination component under this IBM. And in addition to that, many newer aspects have been, it has been developed, and some research findings were there. So we have to update our this manual, and it was in 2022. So we have done this VCNA also to find out the gaps there, and WHO supported to conduct the vector control need assessment in 4 states. That also gave the new impetus for this entomological monitoring and vector control under the program. We are having one central entomology and vector control division. The division actually, it has this multifaceted work, and not only the entomological monitoring, They do not do the monitoring per se, visiting the state to state, but the data which is being generated by the zonal entomological unit, then our state entomological unit, or the district level municipal corporation, those data are compiled here. We analyze it, and then we give the feedback to the state. Then we make available the susceptibility test kit for monitoring the insecticide resistance. Then serological analysis of the blood meal to know the feeding preference of the vectors, to assess the host predilection of the available vectors, because in the elimination setting it will be very crucial to know which are the vectors, because we are targeting the vector which are known. As I said, there are 58 vectors of anopheline species. Any one of them, then they become predominant in that area. So if anyone is there, then we need to see whether they are really diverting towards the anthrophilism or not. Then it can be a challenge then. Then supervision at the point of entry. So for the country's obligation for this International Health Regulation 2005, all the international point of entries and land crossings has to be monitored for keeping them free of Aedes breeding. So we do periodical survey there. Then capacity building, that is the training of the entomologists at various levels, up from block levels up to the regional level. We conduct the trainings. Then on-the-spot guidelines, guidance to the states by field visit while we go for review, then updating the guidelines. We have, there is no vector control component also here. Our activities are totally different. So, for introduction of newer guidelines, newer insecticides under the program, it has to go through a stringent process. So we have to see the newer component which the manufacturer or the importers actually they want to bring to the country. So we have one standard operating procedure as per the institutional mechanism. It has to be done, and one common protocol is there. According to that, bioefficacy evaluation is done. So we coordinate with ICMR institutions, then National Center for Disease Control. These two are the evaluating agencies, and Central Insecticide Board, that is the regulatory body. We follow up with firms and facilitate for organizing expert group, technical advisory committee, technical specification committee. All these are under this institutional mechanism. And finally, one product is approved by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare if it is found by TAC, that is Technical Advisory Committee, useful and recommend for use under the program. Otherwise, there are many components available in the market, but all are not advisable to use under the program. So these are some glimpses. What are the human resources involved in the entomological monitoring and IVM? State level, there are entomologists of different category. The zones are there, districts are there, VVD consultants. Now we have started building their skill as well. Then municipalities and national levels. We are having here at our National Center, then regional offices also they are having, and others are there, NCDC headquarters and branches, then ICMR is having, universities also undertake, and Defense Research Development Organization, and medical colleges, particularly Andhra, Telangana, and the Tamil Nadu, they are having, they are involved in the teaching. But this is a missing link. Universities or these ICMR institutions or other institutes, DRDO, they generate the data, but those data is not shared with the program. If it is also shared with the program, we can involve that. We can use that for policy development. And insecticide resistance monitoring is one of the very crucial component. The data generated is shared with the WHO to use to generate the heat map to see where these insecticide resistance are coming out. And the data is generated by state and zones, and ICMR also complements. These are these various airports. Our team goes there, and before and after visit, what as per their recommendation, what action in there's airports, they actually airport authorities they take. I'm just showing there, and our team impart training to the port health authorities and their staff who undertakes the vector control part. So that was the entomological monitoring, and now I'm coming to the vector management, IVM. It is an evidence-based decision-making process, rationalizing the use of vector control methods and emphasizing the engagement of community for managing vectors, essentially to reduce or interrupt the transmission. It should be cost-effective and have indicators for monitoring efficacy with respect to the impact, and should employ sustainable approaches compatible with local system, allow effective planning and decision making at the lowest possible administrative level. So under NVBDCP, actually, I have almost explained this thing. So these are the disease-specific activities what we are having, and the insecticides. For malaria, our interventions are indoor residual spraying in rural areas. We have this list of recommended insecticide. I have made DDT red because DDT was used. If you see on our website, you will find that DDT is still there, but we are in the process of phasing out. So means it is no more under use, but policy decision means totally write off we have to do. Then indoor space spray, pyrethrum extract, cyphenotrine. Then outdoor fogging in case of this outbreak, larviciding in urban area, then biological control, and program provide LLIN to the high malaria endemic areas. For dengue, chikungunya, we provide, we have source reduction, then larviciding in positive containers. That is, we have only Temefos, it is in the EC formulation and granule. Then we are having some biological material as well. Then indoor space spray and outdoor fogging for this is in outbreak situation. And JE also as per the need-based situation specific fogging is done. Then filariasis, only we do the anti-larval activity, and Kalazar IRS in the affected areas. Earlier it was done by DDT, but 2016 onwards program has switched to alpha-cypermethrin or synthetic pyrethroid due to the report of the resistance against DDT. So, I'm not going to detail of that. Entomological to vector control, these cannot be dissociated. These pieces are interlinked from one component to other. So you cannot see entomological monitoring and vector control separately. So what are the challenges we have? Though it is a key component, but the value of vector control and its reliance has declined in recent years due to the lack of trained entomological human resources, inadequate knowledge of the technique adopted, irrespective of the technicality of the tool. People used to adopt any tool for any other situation without understanding the detail or the intricacy of that particular tool. Inappropriate use of insecticides and the poor management. And this is changing. Vector control concepts are also changing because the biology of the vector, there are some behavioral resistance is also taking place. Then climate is imposing a challenge. Then transmission dynamics is changing, and advancements made in the vector control and methodology. See, these are the difficulties we are having. So the terrain, you see, the housing structure and where people are living, how to protect them, what intervention options. And you see the type of household where we have to do the IRS. All these are no challenges. So to overcome that, the capacity building of the entomologists, it has become a continued process. So we have been undertaking these trainings every year. 3 to 4 batches of the trainings we are organizing, and we are giving them all these we are imparting training for their skill development on what and where to search, how to collect, dissection, identification. All these hands-on trainings are given. So policy policy also, I have given little bit of idea. Our all these interventions are insecticide based. So in India, any insecticide which is used under public health or agriculture or other purposes is governed by the Insecticide Act 1968. Under that only, the process I have explained in the vector control part of the institution. So we undertake that. So it's not that whatever is available over the counter, you should go and buy it for using under the program, or any vendor approaching you should be immediately you should buy for that. You look for the website whether the product is recommended under the program or not. So global climate change, it is unavoidable challenge. It is impacting the life and life of the vector mosquito, and then many areas which are earlier not having any VVD presence are now reporting outbreaks, like many places in the Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Arunachal, they are reporting, Sikkim, they are reporting these outbreaks. So even the disease transmission is also the disease dynamics also getting changed according to this. Reporting is a key part here. Everyone who is doing some entomological activity or vector control activity, they have to submit the report. This is the core area for effective program implementation and this policy decision. We are having reporting formats. We are having entomological monitoring formats. These are the 10 formats we are having. Then we are having these vector control reporting formats. Then for ADs also, we are having 2 formats. These were all email-based reports we have been receiving since earlier it was paper-based, then email-based. Now we are going online. Real-time monitoring, integrated health information portal. Earlier only for the diseases we have developed, and now we are in the process for entomological component monitoring part is done, and vector control modules we are developing, and very soon we will undertake the training of the state and the district team on this, how to use this. It will be very easy. It will be interactive module. So gaps and opportunities are there. We have at present there are biologists who are earlier, they were sanctioned under 131 cities and towns, but most of the areas now biologists, the posts are vacant. Then biologist was also approved under the National Filaria Control Unit. These are mostly defunct now. We have 114 entomological zones, which we have increased from 72. Now it reached to 114. But more than more than 40% entomological zones are not having these entomologists. States have recruited DMOs and DMOs with zoology or biology. We are trying to involve them in the entomological monitoring, and their capacity is being met, and VVD consultant engaged in the state and district level. So lack of coordination, as I have said, all these organizations, NCDC, ICMR, Medical College, or organized sector, though they are involved, but their coordination, that link is missing, and we need to really join hands to get the real-time information. And here the universities are there. This is 846 universities. This is 10 years old data probably. So we are having more universities now, and many of them are carrying out entomological activities, or you are undertaking projects also. Please do share your your observation or your findings with us. So under NHM, under this rural health mission, we are supporting the states also for entomology. So thematic areas we are supporting. We are providing them a budget for HR, entomologists and insect collector, for infrastructure, for mobility, for equipment, for everything. But state has to optimally utilize this budget. So having saying that, I would like to conclude my talk saying that entomological surveillance and vector control are the key components of any disease control program, and success of this depends on training entomological human resource, then knowledge of the technique adopted, appropriate use of insecticides and monitoring. And vector control concepts, as I have said, it is changing with bioecology, global climate change, transmission dynamics of disease, advancement. Thank you very much. You can visit us on that website link I have given you. You will find all the detail of NBBDCP there, the diseases, strategies, and all those. You can contact me also. My email ID is there. Thank you very much. I'll stop sharing here. Over to you, Dr. Srivastav. Over to the organizer. Can anyone listen to me? For the talk I have given, no one has listened.
No, ma'am.
Call karo. Okay, at least people are saying that I was audible, and someone is, doing thumbs up. That means shall I stop here? Leave the link. Dr. Shivesh, Dr. Raghunath, Dr. P.K. Srivastav, can any one of you listen to me?
If there are any questions related, I will be very happy to answer another time. We will invite Dr. Shivesh so that he can invite the other aspect. Thank you very much.
If anyone is having any question, I can take up. Otherwise, I have to go for a meeting.
Thank you, Dr. Srivastav. Our next eminent speaker is from Germany, Dr. Ulrich Bart. He is our fellow member of Society of Life Sciences, and every time when we require their valuable suggestion and work on homotherapy. Dr. Ulrich Bart.
Okay, Dr. Srivastav gave me all that, whatever he is saying, getting his voice, getting some problem with their network. So thank you very much, organizer, for having me here and giving me this opportunity to give these views of the program. Thank you very much. Over to you.
And thank you. Dr. Ulrich Bart is working from last 3 decades on homotherapy and doing lot of work on homotherapy. I am inviting Dr. Ulrich Bart from Germany to give their lecture on homotherapy. Dr. Ulrich, over to you. Dr. Ulrich.
சார் என்ன பண்ண அவர் கேட்குமா நம்ம பேச சார் அவரு
Received different lifetime achievement award by different societies and published several papers on organic farming, energy field Agnihotra and field effect of Agnihotra on microorganisms, suggestion and experiments with Agnihotra. He worked on COVID-19